Hey everybody. Um, I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys for a little bit um, about my past, about my addiction. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this video. And I also wanted to apologize for yesterday. I tried to do a live video, which is what I really wanted to do, um, but I wasn't able to because my connection was weak. So, however, I am going to try to get that problem fixed. And and because I plan on doing a lot of live videos, in videos, and I will be posting a lot of quotes and pictures um, every day. So if you guys want to follow me or add me, that'd be great, because there's plenty more to come. But for the past 3 weeks, this has been on my heart, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. Nobody really wants to air their dirty laundry and tell people their dark secrets. Nobody wants to really do that, but for the past few weeks, I felt my heart that God's telling me to do that, because my whole goal is to help as many people as I can. Maybe there's somebody out there that's going through the same thing that I went through, or that's been through some of the same stuff that I've been through. And I've been through a lot. I really have. A lot of it is self-inflicted and has been self-inflicted. But I'm going to talk a little bit about that to you here in just a few minutes. So in order for me to do this properly, I need to really I need to take things back in time. Probably about 10 years ago is when all this started for me. Okay? When my addiction started. Up until that point, I was just a social drinker. Maybe on the weekends I would go out with my buddies and we'd drink. But I ended up getting with the mother of my kids, and we weren't married at the time that we had my oldest son. And he was probably 6-7 months old, and all of a sudden I just started keeping beer in my refrigerator, and that was something that I had never done before. And one thing led to another, and I went from that to drinking every single day. And it got to be quite a problem, because when I was drinking, I was a nightmare. I was not a good person. I was not a happy-go-lucky guy. I was not one of those fun-loving guys that everybody wanted to be around. I was a disaster. I was a mess. And so things progressed, and over time, things got worse. We started arguing a lot over my addiction. We ended up having another child, another boy, and she finally just had enough, and she left, took the boys, and moved off to Missouri. And like, thinking back on all of it, losing her wasn't the hard part. It was losing my boys, because little did I know that for the next several years after that, with them living 4 or 5 hours away, it was going to be tough to be able to have constant visits with them. And so, but I did the best I could, as far as that went, and I seen them as much as I could. But it's just, it's never enough. It was never enough. So, I told myself at that point, I said, when I lost them, I told myself, I'm never going to do this again. Never going to do this again. I've got to quit this drinking. You know, it's got a hold of me, and I've got to cut it loose. But it continued. It continued. And I always said, oh, I'll stop tomorrow. But I never did. I never did stop tomorrow. You know, I continued. It got so bad to the points where some mornings I'd wake up, you know, and have the shakes. I mean, I'd need a drink so bad that I had the shakes, and they wouldn't stop until I had a drink. There were times where I couldn't walk into a convenience store and look in the beer cooler and my mouth not water. It was insane. And I just remember thinking to myself, man, I don't know how I'm going to go without a drink tomorrow. And it was very stressful. It caused me much anxiety over it. I know that probably sounds crazy, but thinking about tomorrow not being able to have a drink possibly, it was very stressful for me, because I just never thought that I could go a day without a drink. And so anyway, we'll fast forward a little bit to when I met my second wife, which my first wife is the mother of my kids, and I still care what happens to her, but I was never in love with her. You know, we got married because, you know, she had our son, and we both felt obligated to do so. And so we did. But when I met my second wife, it was different. I totally fell in love with that girl. And I literally worshiped the ground that she walked on, or I thought that I did. And she had two amazing boys herself, who I love dearly to this day. And so I promised myself that when I got with her, things were going to be different. You know, I was going to be a new man. I was going to be a different person. I wasn't going to drink, or I wasn't going to let it get control of me again, like it had me at one point. But it didn't happen that way. Things got even worse than they ever had been before in my life. I would get drunk. I would call her names, call her horrible names, say things I didn't mean. And I was just a horrible person, you know? When I was drinking, I was a horrible person. When I wasn't, I was me. I was fine. And things would kind of go back to normal between her and I, but only for a little while. Only for a little while did things go back to normal. You can only hurt somebody so many times before they start guarding their heart from you, from the thing that's hurting them. So I would go on a weekend binge, wake up, wonder why she was so angry with me, why we had all these problems, you know? Well, I'm not drinking now, so why are you mad at me? You know? Why are we so far apart and we're sitting in the same room? I just didn't understand it at the time. I really didn't. What I come to realize over time was that I had really deeply hurt that girl. I had hurt her so bad, and that there was no way that I could ever take back all the stuff that I said to her and all the times that I hurt her emotionally. I just couldn't. I knew that it was never going to happen, no matter how hard I tried. And I knew that at some point it was going to take a miracle in my life for me to ever be able to quit drinking. I went to AA meetings. I've done everything. that I possibly thought I could do to quit drinking, and I always thought I had a handle on it. I always thought, you know what? I can do this. I can do this. I don't need these. I don't need anything else. Okay, I can do this on my own. And that was my biggest mistake, was to ever think that I could stop drinking on my own. Man, just looking back now on my life over the past 10 years, if I knew then what I knew now, I would do things so much differently. You know, I would. There's so many things that I would do differently, but the fact is that one thing I realize is you can't change the past, okay? And the past doesn't even matter anymore. Okay? It's what you do with tomorrow that counts, and that's one thing that I'm learning. I used to beat myself up over and over and over for being a turd and being mean and hurting people. I've hurt so many people in my life, you know? And I would wake up the next morning and I would feel so guilty and so terrible because, honestly, I was sorry. I was sorry. And I would apologize and I would pour my heart out to whoever it was that I hurt because I didn't want to hurt them. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Because I felt sorry. I was sorry. Truly, in my heart, I felt bad for what I had done. But then I would turn right around the next day and I would do it again. It was insane, you know? And so the thing is that I've lost so much in my life because of this addiction. I've lost everything. Everything that I've ever loved, I've lost because of this. And the only thing that has ever helped me get a handle on this addiction is Jesus Christ inside of me. That's the only thing. He's the only answer that I've ever found that works for me. And I made a vow to him. I made a vow to him that I'm done with the drinking. If you'll help me, Lord, if you will help me, I will walk away from this and I'll never go back. And I will do your work. I will do whatever you want me to do. I have completely submitted my life to God, okay? And he has a plan for me. And his plan is this, okay? To reach and to touch as many people, as many hurting people as I can in this world. Because all this stuff that I've went through in my life, even though most of it was self-inflicted, I can use this as a key to help somebody in need. And I'm going to help many as I can. And that's what my main objective is in my life at this point, okay? Is to help whoever I can help. So, I didn't mean to take up much of your time, guys. Yeah, it's a 14-minute video, but I feel like it needs to be watched. I feel like it needs to be shared because somebody out there needs to hear what I'm saying right now. And I believe that in my heart that God has been speaking through me right now, and I believe in my heart that somebody needs to hear this. Okay? So guys, please follow me on Facebook. Please share this video. And please share the things that I post and the things that I write on Facebook, because I'm going to be doing things like this every day, okay? I want my page to grow. I want my friends to grow. I want to be able to reach as many people out there as I can reach. So guys, please, if you would, help me with that, and I greatly appreciate it. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you, man.